So should we start?
Yes, so we have started the recording for the session.
Fine.
So I think we can start, and later on, so this recording would be anyway shared. It would be uploaded on our Google Classroom. So anyone who joins in later, they'll have access to it.
Perfect. So first of all, thanks, Larry, for giving this platform and helping me out to reach out the entire team. And let me just make you correct across a few lines that through which you have introduced me. Basically, I'm not looking after the Trident Tower dedicatedly, but yes, of course, I'm looking after all the properties that Trident Group have. Currently, I'm here as a GM of facility across the entire group level.
Okay.
But because we have already dedicated facility managers for all the towers that we have, like for Credit Tower, we have Mr. Shuvendu, and even the other towers also individual facility managers are there. So basically, first of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm in this facility sector for the last more than 10 years. I was, if I'm talking about my own personal background, though I'm technical, I'm electrical engineer by profession. And day by day, I have started my career in hardcore technical and then just jump over in this facility. So basically, the main motto of conducting this kind of session is that every property, every complex, everywhere, there must have some threats what may be overlooked or skipped by us, for which any kind of incident or accident happens. So today's session is basically we will try to interact with each other. This is I don't believe that I'm capable to provide any kind of training, but rather I would discuss with everybody so that even I can also gain something. Uh, Especially if I can have some suggestions, brilliant suggestions from the entire team members, that how we can develop the entire infrastructure so that we can fight with any kind of situation that we may have to face, though we didn't earlier. बट इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि कभी भी फेस नहीं करेंगे. सो आई थिंक इंग्लिश एंड हिंदी दोनों चलेगा ना सबको. एवरीवन इज इन म्यूट.
Yes, sir. I think people are comfortable with Hindi and English both.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the basic thing is that whenever any kind of incident and accident happens, injuries, deaths, and all these kind of things happen just because the act of people becomes not normal. क्योंकि क्या होता है कोई भी फायर इंसिडेंट हो या कुछ भी हो उसमें क्या हो जाता है वी गॉट पैनिक्ड एंड वी स्टार्ट रिएक्टिंग इन अ नॉनसेंस वे. So to avoid that, how to deal with that kind of situation, that is the main thing. So considering this kind of commercial building, Credent Tower, first of all, we have to understand what kind of fire threats are there in terms of fire emergency. So basically, we only have the maximum tendency of electrical fire, because apart from that, there are several kind of fires. So in basic level, you also should know that what kind of fires are there. Fire is a fire, तो ये तो सब जानते हैं, but there are lots of type of fires based on the source of that particular fire. Whether it could be from a liquid, whether it could be from a gas, whether it could be from solid or electrical. So उसमें हम लोग बाद में बात कर सकते हैं. तो let's start with the initial thing that how we are planning to deal with this kind of situation. So now I will start showing you that how we have planned to do this. Is my screen visible?
Not yet.
Is it now visible?
Yes.
Fine. So let's start with this thing. Basically, there are lots of words that we may use, which is very related with this kind of hazards or fire or any kind of thing where we need to, we need immediate evacuation at the extreme level. So basically, disaster management plan I'm going to share with all of you. It will help you to, adopt some practice where you can save yourself as well as you can save others as well. So let's start with this is just reflecting the exact introduction of our building, that is Credent Tower, and its Google location. That is also important because even during Amphan, we know that our geographical location is also important to understand by the people so that we can understand the exact thrust or the impact which may happen. So apart from that, I would like to show you some videos.
Panicking during an emergency evacuation can lead to further danger and cause potential injury to yourself and those around you. Do not crowd exit routes. This can slow down the evacuation procedure and cause potential injury to yourself and those around you. Do not use elevators if you have one in your office. It may break down due to power failure and you might be trapped. Please avoid casual approach to evacuation procedures either during evacuation or while assembling. Do not move around or away from the assembly point.
So basically, through this short video, what I'm trying to reflect you guys is that the mainly what main impact that we have to suffer is just acting in a nonsense way. That is the main thing. Why? Because we got panicked. So first of all, we have to keep it in mind that we should not panic. We have to think, okay, what should we do? Now, if what you have to do that wouldn't be unknown to you, then what will you do? And that is the main thing. Basically, first of all, we have created four positions or four verticals, you can say, through which we are going to manage this kind of evacuation. First will be occupants or employees or visitors or vendors, normal people who are working across the floors. Now, from those particular floors, we are shortlisting few fire wardens who will be your next employee. Every individual floor will have fire warden. They will also have a role. We have a fire marshal for this particular tower, and we have a facility manager for this particular tower. So every individual person will have a defined role. So as an employee, what you need to concentrate is that in this particular role where you belong to in this group, in case of any abnormal or unwanted findings, information to be shared with respective warden of office without any delay. As I have said that every floor will have a warden. So first of all, you have to know that who is your warden. We are going to share the list of the warden across all the floors so that even their number as well, including their photo, so that they will be visible in a proper way, and everybody should have his number and should known to him so that a proper communication can be done without any delay whenever any abnormality will be observed by anybody. Immediately evacuate the office floor post getting instruction from respective warden, and don't use lift and gathered at designated assembly points. As I have shown that you shouldn't use elevators during this kind of thing, because whenever this kind of issues will happen, most of the time we have to shut down the entire electrical powers. So you have to keep it in mind that for evacuation, you will only have staircase you can avail. Now, you have to identify that which are the staircase through which you can reach to the basement, ground floor or fire refuse area. That should be known to everybody. Another thing, do not panic and wait at assembly point for further instruction of warden. As I said, that basically the main reason for creating this kind of structure is just to avoid the communication gaps. Suppose, for example, कोई employee अगर कुछ दिख रहा है, तो he's trying to get in touch with either FM or security help desks. They're continuously in a busy way. They're not entertaining. So a delay will be there. But if an employee will inform another employee who is warden, so warden will be aware about the situation on that very moment. Then the defined warden, already we have a list of wardens, that particular person whenever will inform FM or marshal, they will entertain him in a top priority whenever or wherever or whichever situation FM and marshal are. So this is the main reason to avoid any communication gap. We have created this structure. Now employees will have to concentrate only with warden's instructions, nothing else. If warden will say that floor need to be evacuated, then only the floor need to be evacuated. If someone else creating any false comments or something like that, just avoid it. Just follow the instruction of your warden. Wardens will be trained in such a way that how to deal with this kind of thing. Every individual warden will lead you for a safe evacuation, but you have to cooperate with wardens. Without your cooperation, warden can do nothing. So you are the person who actually need to help warden to evacuate the entire floor. Now, apart from that, if I talk about the exact steps that need to be followed, as I have already mentioned here, that step 1, inform the warden of your floor or call security reception desk. Those are the secondary options. But initially, you have to inform warden of your floor within 1 minute. If something happen or you're pretending that something may happen, whatever, then the concerned person, whoever he is, he will respond within 2 minutes with the support of warden. The exact thing will be inspected and accordingly decided whether we have to evacuate or not. Now, whenever evacuation instruction will comes from warden, third step will be just leave your floor in a proper way through the designated way only. Don't use elevators, as I have said. Do not panic. Do not rush, as I have shown in that video clip, that if we'll start panicking and will rush, incident or accidents, an injury may happen anytime. Even casual approach shouldn't be there, because we have to take it in a serious note that whenever this kind of instruction are coming from warden, there must have something serious. That is the reason why we are evacuating the floor. Do not take it casually. Do not be panic. Follow warden's instruction decently and calm. Because problem उसी में होता है जब हम लोग कोई ट्रबल में आते हैं तो हमारा दिमाग काम करना बंद कर देता है. So we have to keep it in mind, just few things. Basically, we have to keep calm. Again, I'm repeating, because these things are not being done while we will be in such kind of situation normally. भागना तो है, वो सबको पता है, but उसका भी जो सही तरीका है वो जरूरी है, क्योंकि मैक्सिमम इंजरी ड्यूरिंग इवैक्यूएशन होता है. In case of appearance of smoke and all this kind of things, few basic things are there. उसमें क्या है, कभी भी कोई आग लगता है तो उसमें जो स्मोक फैलता है, तो विजिबिलिटी में बहुत प्रॉब्लम आता है, एज वेल एज इन ब्रीदिंग. सो इन सच केसेस जहां पे यहाँ पे वो होना पॉसिबल नहीं है और चांसेस बहुत कम है, but whenever you are in such a position that smoke accumulated surrounding you, the visibility is not clear, try to crawl up. क्योंकि कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एंड कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड का जो लेयर होता है वो अपर लेयर में होता है. आपका नीचे वाला जो एरिया है उसमें आपका विजिबिलिटी थोड़ा सा क्लियर मिलेगा. एंड ट्राई इफ पॉसिबल, अगर आपके पास पानी का बोतल है और एक कपड़ा है, तो मेक इट वेट एंड कवर योर फेस, एटलीस्ट नोज. तो उसमें क्या होगा, कार्बन पार्टिकल्स जो होगा वो फिल्टर्ड होके आप इनहेल करेंगे. तो एज लेस एज यू इनहेल, the chances of your damages of your inside lung and all other parts will be less. Apart from this, we already have defined steps for wardens as well. We already have defined steps for marshal as well. We already have defined steps for facility manager as well. They will do their own part, but you have to concentrate on your part only, as I have said. Now, how you will understand कि something may happen, आग लग सकता है, ऐसा कैसे पता चलेगा? Hazardous condition है या नहीं है, वो कैसे पता चलेगा? Because unless and until it could be visible, how will people understand? So you have to be cautious. If something abnormal will happen, कहीं से कुछ स्मेल आ रहा है, इमीडिएटली इन्फॉर्म योर वार्डन. कहीं पे कुछ लग रहा है कि यहाँ से थोड़ा सा हीट आ रहा है कोई भी पैनल में या कहीं पे, तो इमीडिएटली इन्फॉर्म योर वार्डन. If you are going to take it in a lighter note, then the impact will be very heavy. And another thing is that कि अगर कोई ये डिले करेगा because कि नहीं I have to finish the work first, then देखेंगे जो होगा, तो फिर कुछ नहीं कर सकते उसका. Mainly जो vital points है, again I'm repeating कि knowing what to do is the best protection and your responsibility. Perhaps the most basic thing to remember is to keep calm. Again मैं बार बार वही चीज दोहरा रहा हूँ क्योंकि गैप इसी में होता है. In disaster, people often are killed or injured needlessly because they acted thoughtlessly or did nothing. जैसे मैंने पहले ही बोला, in a disaster, taking proper action may save your life. That is the only way which is under our control. अगर हम लोग सही तरीके से करेंगे, तो chances of getting injured or chances of being in risk will be lesser. Take time to think and then take the appropriate action. Whenever a major storm, वो दूसरा पार्ट हो गया. अब रिगार्डिंग एनी काइंड ऑफ डिजास्टर अगर मैं बात करूंगा अपार्ट फ्रॉम फायर, तो उसमें क्या है, जैसे कुछ साल पहले वी हैव ऑलरेडी फेस्ड अम्फन. तो वी हैव टू कीप इन माइंड दैट ड्यूरिंग दैट काइंड ऑफ डिजास्टर लाइक स्टॉर्म एंड ऑल दिस काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स या हेवी रेन जो है, आई एम टेलिंग यू फॉर इवन योर पर्सनल बिलोंगिंग्स एज वेल, आपका घर में जो है वो भी सेफ गार्ड में रखना है, तो उसके लिए भी मैं बोल रहा हूँ. ये छोटा मोटा टिप्स है बट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है जो यूजुअली हम लोग स्किप कर जाते हैं. Whenever you will get updated about this kind of thing supposed to be happening, just prepare your emergency lights, torch and all this kind of things. Make your cell phone on, try to make it charged fully as much as possible. If you have a power bank, then make it charge as well. Normal जो foods वगैरह है वो आपको मौजूद रखना है with adequate quantity of waters as well for drinking purpose. रेडियो का बैटरी वगैरह अगर है तो that would be good enough because every time आप अगर सेल फोन यूज करोगे तो उसका बैटरी ड्रेन आउट होगा ही होगा. फर्स्ट एड का जो बेसिक नॉलेज है अगर वो if someone have, then that could be a good way for surviving. Now you should be ready to get out first in case agar if you need to evacuate, you have to be prepared. Don't waste your time to take your belongings. Like नहीं अरे मेरा ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पेपर है मैं भूल गया, फिर अंदर जाके वो पेपर लेके आना. Don't do this kind of bullshit acts. Should be always about the location of door, window and stairways. आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि एग्जैक्टली आपका फ्लोर का एस्केप रूट क्या है. Unless and until that would be known to you during any kind of disaster or this kind of situation, you can't handle yourself. And lastly, we are also planning to conduct some evacuation drills as well, because unless and until we can make it practice, it wouldn't, you know, we are not be in a position to adopt it in a proper way so that we can act in a proper way during any such kind of situation. वो बहुत important है. So before that, I just want people to know that how and what should be the way during this kind of drills they have to act. So basically, again, I'm telling that another thing, just let
Take
me.
careful note of both your primary and secondary exits. Be aware of the nearest fire alarm pull station and fire extinguisher. Take the time to carefully read and understand the emergency evacuation plan and procedures. Also know the location of the assembly points. When you hear the emergency evacuation signal, you have 4 tasks. These can be remembered by the acronym RACE. The R is for rescue. Rescue anyone in immediate danger, but never put yourself in danger. A is for alarm. Sound the alarm by calling the emergency number, and if available, activate the pull station alarm. The C is for confine. Confine the fire by closing all doors and windows. E is for extinguish or evacuate. Use the fire extinguisher. However, if the fire is too large, evacuate. Operate the fire extinguisher by remembering the acronym PASS.
Now, during this part that I have already shown, the only thing that which is under your control, you can try to make it done. Which is beyond your control, don't try to make it done and just leave it and just follow the instruction of warden. Because we may think we initially have some ideas about fire extinguishers. Let's try to extinguish that particular thing. Unless and until you will actually have an experience to do that, don't approach, please, because that may cause another disaster for you as well as the people surrounding you. अगर आपको आता है तभी आप कीजिए, otherwise मत कीजिए. Let's talk about particular wardens. We are going to train wardens in such a way that even this basic support they can also provide. I'm openly inviting everybody, all the employees, if some of you can just come out and raise your concerns that you are also interested to be a part and act like warden, always welcome. But we will train you guys so that you will be capable to do those kind of things in a proper way.
Once you are in a safe position, ensuring to maintain a clear exit behind you. P, hold the pin. A, aim the nozzle. S, squeeze the handle. S, sweep the spray back and forth over the seat of the fire. Please see your supervisor if anything remains unclear or if you have any further questions.
So basically, through these short videos and this little small presentation, what I'm trying to convey that forget confusion. You don't need to think about the deeper way. If you have knowledge, you can contribute. you can comes to us. We can train you in a proper way. We can furnish, give you a proper skill that you can participate in such kind of thing. Otherwise, please don't do this. Another thing is, you have to keep it in mind whenever this kind of situation will happen. Just follow instructions for your warden, nothing else. Rest of the things will be done by warden as well as facility manager as well as marshal. So please take it in a very serious way and act only as I have defined. I believe a basic concept has been given to you guys. So how much you have got the clearance, I really don't know, and I actually need feedback from everybody so that at least I will understand that whether the way that I'm trying to convey that could be modified or betterment can be done through that. Because very soon I'm trying to conduct face-to-face sessions with all the floors. And as I have said that we are also going to conduct drills as well, just to improve and just to make everyone adopt the skills that is actually required to ensure optimum injury and damages, nothing else. Because just keep one thing, whenever any kind of damages happen across any assets or that kind of thing, that can be rescued. But if injury or fatality happen across any life, that can never be, you cannot make up it. So be serious about this, and this kind of training will be repeatedly conducted for sure. And that is for today. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. And I would love if I can have any kind of query.
Yes, for everyone, you can put in, you can just unmute yourself and ask any question. If anyone has any query, I was just turned off. Yeah. If anyone has any query, you can put it on the chat. Okay. But sir, I have a question. Okay. So that is that if anyone wants, like you said, that it's a voluntary thing, right? Anyone can become a warden. So how does the process start? Like, how do we approach? Like, whom do we approach, and how does it start?
Basically, you can just directly approach to your concerned admin, and they will help to coordinate with us, and accordingly, we can also make him or her enlisted in the
Okay.
body. And we already have a plan for training of these wardens, and accordingly, we will provide training so that the skill can be developed in a proper way.
Okay. So as of today, if I may ask, that you said that in case of any emergency, reach out to the warden of your floor, right? So as of today, do we have wardens specified for each floor, or is that vacant?
Yes, we already have specified for individual floors. Only across 8 floors, we need someone because as of now, initially, whenever we have made that warden list and nominations, after that, some changes in the sitting allocation has been made for what currently the entire thing has been disturbed. So from 7th floor and 8th floor particularly and specially, and not only 7 and 8, even if from other floor anyone just would like to come forward, definitely always welcome. But for 7th and 8th floor, we actually need more wardens.
Okay. So people from the 5th floor, 2nd floor, they have also joined in today, 9th floor especially. So if you can
Right.
just share the name, of the person who is the warden for this floor or 2nd floor.
Yes, yes. I'm just going to share the entire list of the wardens. There will be their contact numbers as well as we are also planning to put their photos as well, and that will be pasted in every individual floor notice board, so that it will be easily available for every employee, and they will know that to whom they need to knock during any kind of this kind of situation.
Yeah. Hi, Prithviraj Vishwajyoti this side.
Have
Yeah. So as we discussed last time, that from the 8th floor, Ranajit Kumar Saha is representing as the warden for that floor.
right.
Yeah. So I would like to request that after this training, you can just share those names, the warden names, with us, by the updated names and all. So by that we can share in our Stockage family group. By that
Fine.
everyone is aware about the same and that their contact numbers and everything according to the respective floors and all, they can approach to their respective wardens.
Definitely, we are in a position to share the entire list, and moreover, again, I'll appeal everybody that at least if some more people and some more employees will, step forward and be a part of this warden group. I think that would be the best thing that we can do.
Yeah. And we have discussed whatever we have discussed today morning also. I think the warden list is almost ready, right? So as soon as possible, if you can share those lists to us, so that would be great actually.
Yes, yes, it would be done within this week.
Yeah.
By
Okay.
tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we don't have any more questions, because if we would have had, we would have had it in the chat option by now. But because I think it was pretty straightforward, what you said, and it was very informative. And thank you for the session actually, because this was very much needed, right? So thank you, sir, for taking this session, and thank you everyone
Thank you.
for joining.
Thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
giving this opportunity, that so that at least we have started discussing this kind of matter, because it's actually very serious thing, but we usually skip this kind of thing for some other interest and that kind of thing. But actually, this is very important to understand that what kind of threats are there surrounding you, even for your personal life as well.
Yes.
क्योंकि क्या होता है, कभी कभी घर में भी एनी टाइम कभी गैस लीक हो सकता है, तो even that is also a threat.
Right,
It's a
right.
very small thing, but the impact could be in a enlarging thing. So this kind of repeated training will be provided for sure, and very soon I'm about to start the direct interaction with everybody, and hope everyone will update their own skills and these practices during this kind of thing, so that they can easily face this kind of disaster and all this stuff.
Yes, we have a statement more like from Smita ma'am. She's saying that there are 2 stairs in this building. So thus, she feels that every floor must need 2 wardens.
Definitely, that would be even more better.
Yes.
And we are also planning to, at least 2 from even at least 1 from every, part of the offices. Like 9th floor have 3 or 4 parts. So even that would be better if we can have 1 at least from the one each area.
Right. Like, since she mentioned that there are 2 stays, in each floor, I know because I've been sitting in the 7th floor for some time, and then I recently shifted to the 9th floor. I think I'm not aware, that if there is a second stair in the 7th floor. So I think that knowledge should be there with everyone.
Exactly.
Right? Yes. Okay, so sir, like you said, that you would be conducting floor level trainings, right? So
Right.
when can we expect that to start?
I'm trying to make it started from next month only, and
Okay.
I'll try to, if earlier it would be possible, then definitely I'll do that earlier as well.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, and thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody.